NFL legendary quarterback Aaron Rodgers has now been banned from the Pat McAfee show for speaking facts. Apparently, facts are not allowed. Have they been since Clown World has been going on? I mean, we've always been in Clown World to some degree, but it has gotten even more insane once the pandemic dropped and everything associated with that. So now I talked about Aaron Rodgers and Jimmy Kimmel about a certain list. I can't even say it without risking demonetization. Let's just say the EpiPen list. So he made some sort of joke at Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel got mad, threatened to sue him. I made a whole video about that. Well, now he spoke out. This was on yesterday's episode, which I did watch yesterday. All he did was speak facts. All he did. All right, so I'm going to show some of it. I don't know how much I can get away without getting strikes or anything. You can watch more of it if you want, but let's just go ahead and I'll just play some snippets for you.
The history of this, before I get into what I said, what I actually said, and how I feel about all that, the history of this, whatever this is between Jimmy and I, this goes back to COVID times, right? He made a lot of other comments about unvaccinated people.
All right. I have to pause it for a second because of monetization. But yeah, all right. So far, nothing offensive, right?
Mentioning that they don't deserve treatment. If they're at a hospital, they shouldn't be given a hospital bed. He made comments about repurposed drugs that were being used all over the world that have incredible safety profiles. That were derogatory. He mentioned ivermectin being horse-based and pushed that whole narrative for a long time. He gave a platform to one of the biggest spreaders of misinformation during the COVID times, Dr. Fauci.
Yup. Facts.
So in my opinion, he ripped me about the vax, and that turns out to be an L on many occasions because the vax was not safe and effective like we were told that it was in the beginning. There are a lot of injuries now that we've seen related to the vaccine.
Yep.
So in my opinion, you went after me. That's fine. You're a comedian. Go for it. Not offended, but that was an L.
Yes. Spoke about the jab. He spoke about the EpiPen list and the jokes associated with that and all that kind of stuff. But basically, he spoke facts, right? Everything he is saying, we've seen the factual evidence of that. We've been vindicated. Those of us who opted not to get the poke, right? We have been vindicated, all right? Even though we were absolutely just canceled online, canceled on social media. Everybody came for our throats if you're saying, oh, wait, I'm not getting this. If you want to get this, go ahead, but I ain't doing it. And all of a sudden, you're crazy. Oh my goodness, you're a terrible person. You're killing grandmas. Crap like that. And then now that we've been vindicated and we have seen so many of the negative side effects that have come from this, then why is the response always, well, nobody had to get it. It was a choice. It was always a choice. Freaking liars. We didn't care. Nobody, liars. They just flat out lie and change the entire narrative whenever they have been proven wrong. And when you really look at what happened in society. Look how we were forced to be locked in our houses. How there were mask mandates. We couldn't leave our houses go into stores without a piece of cloth that doesn't even work over our faces. How small businesses were shut down and inevitably closed down for good, and how the biggest transfer of wealth took place at the time to these big corporations. Are we just going to ignore that? Right? All right. So now, because of this interview, Pat McAfee, who otherwise let Aaron Rodgers on his show for a while there, now he bends the knee. bends the knee. Don't know why the 180, what has caused him to do this. Maybe he got some pushback from some people. Who knows? But this is what he had to say. Here we have Myth-informed Mike shared this. He said, Pat McAfee pulled the "we have freedom of speech, but not freedom from consequences" line when talking about why Aaron Rodgers won't be a part of his ESPN show anymore. So he's been effectively banned from the show.
So Aaron Rodgers Tuesday, season 4 is done.
Yeah. Next season.
There's going to be a lot of people that are happy with that, myself included, to be honest. With the way it ended, it got real loud.
Coward. You didn't like it. He spoke facts. And everybody freaking knows it. The only people who aren't fooled by this are freaking woke tards that care more about the agenda than they do about the truth. And they will bend the truth. They will flat out lie and pretend like the narrative was entirely different. This just happened. And this is one reason why, just think of what are the history books going to say 100 years from now? What are they going to say? That depends on who's in power and who can actually document this stuff. What's scrubbed, what's allowed, what's this, that, and the other. You never know. And this is one reason why I question so much of history in general. Who's telling it? Because if they get to tell, if it's all what they're saying, this big pandemic happened and people were dying, and then this they come up with this jab and it saved lives and all this bull crap. Don't want to hear it. All right, let's continue.
Real loud. I'm happy that is not going to be my mentions going forward.
Coward.
Which is great news.
Coward.
And this is legit. And I think I'm never going to act like people are out to get people.
Sure.
But throughout my life, there's been a lot of people that have definitely wanted to see me not do good because I'm an uber confident human being, loud. And if I think you're
a coward
trying to hold me or my guys back, I'm an asshole too. Certainly have zero. Don't need you. Hey, what are you? Nothing. Sweet. See ya. Keep it moving. So there were some people, especially when, I negotiate my own deal here.
Mm-hmm.
So going in, we knew that we potentially ruffled some feathers in about 3 to 5 professions that have a lot of power and a lot of say. And we understood it. We completely understood it. Coming into this. And over the last week, we have certainly given them all a lot of stuff to get mad
He bent the knee.
about and become loud about. We have messed up in that particular aspect. And by we, I mean, we're a conversation show. People are having conversations. We live in a country that has freedom of speech, but also you're going to have to deal with the consequences.
No. You have to deal with consequences. You can't speak facts or you're not allowed to be on my show anymore. That's a consequence. Where did he lie? Can you tell us where he lied? Can you tell us why there has to be consequence? Are there consequences for speaking the truth now? Is that a thing? Tell us where he lied. Please go on.
Of your freedom of speech. So what I'm saying is we've given a lot of people who've been waiting for us to fail a lot of ammo and things to attack us for over the last week. And we would love to get back to the point where we just move on and continue to silence all the haters over here who can't negotiate as good as
Silence.
I can. All the people over here who can't create a show as good as us, and all the people up here who just gonna always be here, and they're gonna hustle and do their thing, which I respect. But we need to do that, and that is our focus.
Oh, we need to silence people. Oh, okay. That's a problem. That's a problem if you're outright silencing people. If you are standing on truth, you don't have to silence anybody. So why do you want to silence people?
Because that is our goal. And Aaron Rodgers is a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
He's a 4-time MVP. He's a massive piece of the NFL story. Whenever you go back and tell it, he will be a huge part of it. We are very lucky to get a chance to chat with him and learn from him.
Yeah, you
Some of
were.
his thoughts and opinions, though, do piss off a lot of people. And I'm pumped that is no longer going to be every single Wednesday of my life, which it has been for the last few weeks. On Friday, obviously, I threw us into the fire as well. Forever stand by that. Everything else, though, just can't do that and not what we want to be known for. And I'm also pumped that I have to do these types of talks.
Oh, okay, dude. All right. Just know that's the only reason why I ever watched that dadgum show was only when Aaron Rodgers was on it. The only reason I had to watch that stupid show. So anyway, good luck with that, coward. We remember that at the end of the day, we remember how things went. We remember. Let's see what some of the comments are here. Pat is taking a major L here. He's always done populist things. That was a sellout move. It absolutely was. Oh yeah, where is their freedom of where is their consequence? Oh, that's not a freedom of consequence. Okay, well, where's the consequences for those who pushed and peer pressured everybody to get something that they didn't want to get, and that they have dealt with negative repercussions as a result? Where's the consequences there from people who, some of them not even with us today, because of the peer pressure or because of the mandates with jobs and stuff? Do they not have to deal with consequences? It's only people who, I don't know, say, hey, you should be able to do what you want. If you want, put what you want in your body or don't want. If you don't want that, you shouldn't have to. So those are the people who have to have consequences. It's retarded. We're in an upside down world, and this stuff has to freaking stop. And this is why it's so important to use our voices online. Y'all remember how it was just a couple years ago. We were silenced. We could barely speak out without risk of being banned or ostracized. I mean, we were ostracized. A lot of us were completely ostracized from our communities. A lot of us lost jobs as a result. So we had to deal with all that just for wanting freedom or just for speaking truth. We remember, we don't forget. So don't be scared to speak out. Okay? It's even in the Bible. Cowardice is a sin. Cowardice is a sin. And there's a good reason for it. And especially as Christians, if you're a Christian, if you are too cowardly to speak out against the mob because you want to be accepted by people, friendship with the world is enmity with God. So if you call yourself a Christian and you're one of those kumbaya Diet Coke versions who, oh yeah, oh everything's good, everything's fine, oh yeah, Jesus was a hippie. If you're one of those and oh yeah, and you're one of those people that people of the world and pagans call, oh, they're a cool Christian. I don't like these Bible thumping Christians, but these cool Christians are great. Well, if you're one of those cool Christians with the world, you need to reevaluate yourself. You need to reevaluate yourself and read the Bible every single day. Okay? And I've been there, dude. I've been a kumbaya Diet Coke Christian before. And thank God that I've learned better, because being in that lukewarm state and accepting sin and telling everybody that sin was okay and this and that and the other, being an ally, where would that have got me? I could have been spewed from God's mouth and told, I never knew you. So don't be a coward. Not only that, but people's blood is on your hands. That's also biblical. Their blood is on your hands. If you just want to be you care more about making friends than speaking truth, and you affirm and validate people in their sin, and I know I'm going on a kind of a different tangent here, then you have their blood on your hands. You don't want that. Check yourself. All right, so anyway, there you have it for today's video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. Also, I will be streaming here, some Lies of P. So if you want to catch my streams, I'm going to be on a schedule now every Wednesday. So every Wednesday, catch me at my streaming channel at Melanie Mac. It's just Melanie Mac here on YouTube, also on Kick and Twitch at Melanie Mac. And then if you want me to read the Bible to you, you can catch me on my Bible channel at Bible Time with Melanie Mac. So anyway, there you have it for today's video. Thank you again for hanging out with me. I will catch you next time. And in the meantime, go boom. Miles Morales.